Hey everyone, it's Donuts and this is the Spiral Abyss Floor 12 guide. As with the start of any Abyss run, here's the infographics on what enemies spawn and which wave they spawn. You can take a snapshot here, share it with your friends, or better, share this video with your friends. Nothing too special on floor 12, you want a ranged character like Fischl, Ningguang, or even a child on the second half to hit the Eye of the Storm when it's in the sky. You want characters that can break Geo Shields or Claymore users on both halves. And you probably want Anemo characters on the first half to group enemies together. Just gonna pick a card that benefits my team because I don't use any physical damage. So for 12-1, it's really easy at the start. There's actually 6 Geo Shield Hilichurls that spawn. You just want to use like a Claymore character or Geo characters to break their shield. You can freeze them, but most importantly, you want to AoE them. So if you have Anemo characters like Venti is the best one, or Sucrose, Anemo MC, or even the new Ganyu is really good for this first 2 waves of Geo Hilichurls. So 6 of them and a 6 of them again is 12 of the Geo Shield Hilichurls. Once the 12 of the Hilichurls are dead, actually the next wave will be 2 X Metachurls and 1 Geo Shield Metachurl. So for my team, I actually am using a freeze comp on this half, Xingqiu and Chongyun. You notice that by freezing them or keeping the Metachurls in place, it's easy to damage them and make sure that they don't charge away as much. Notice here this guy actually charged away. So this is actually very bad if you are in chamber 3 when you only have 1.5 minutes or 3 minutes in total for both halves. For 12-1, I actually have 5 minutes in total, so it's still okay to make a few mistakes. So these Metachurls are really annoying because one thing is their Geo Shield is really thick. Unless you have Zhongli overloaded or use Claymore characters, it takes quite a long time to actually break their shield. If you have freeze characters, which is quite meta for this current floor 12, you can freeze them in place, you can hit them from behind, you can prevent them from charging away, and you can also prevent them from doing the spin to win. So the current floor 12 is not very difficult since these are enemies that you faced before. It's mainly a DPS check, and I'll say largely the time you spend on floor 12 or what slows you down is how you handle these Metachurls. If you can handle the Metachurls well, your floor 12 runs are going to be much faster. So the last Metachurl is going down here. I make sure everybody is on full energy, and we'll take a look at the 12-1 second half. So this guy's like spinning the wind again and I want to avoid him. So 12-1 second half is actually going to be 2 enemies. First one is the Eye of the Storm. I'm actually using Ningguang here, or you can use a Fischl or any range character. Notice this red circle on the floor, you want to actually shoot him, but also go out of the red circle. If you shoot him when the red circle is on, you actually cause him to fall to the ground. So take note, this is a very important mechanic for getting the Eye of the Storm down on the ground, so that your melee characters can hit, for example. Of course, once the Eye of Storm is on the ground, you can also use freeze compositions to hold him in place such that you can do more damage. Again, this is a very simple, straightforward round. The enemies you've faced in the open world before. The Rune Guard, you can either take out the weak spot with an archer character, or you can just DPS it down with your typical range damage dealers or even melee damage dealers. Freeze comp is again quite good to stop the Rune Guard from doing all his funny things. Of course, you can use a Melt comp or Vaporize comp or anything that gives a lot of DPS in general. And so after the Rune Guard is dead, that is all for 12-1. 12-2, I'm just going to pick the card that gives the most damage. And notice I actually swapped my characters around a little bit. I'm actually putting a freeze comp. It's going to be 15 treasure hoarders. That's really lame, right? MiHoYo was very creative in designing this new abyss. It's a bit tanky, you know, very tanky and high HP treasure hoarders. So it may take multiple waves of AoE from your characters to actually kill them. I actually have a Venti, so this is literally Venti impact. I don't have to use any skill or brain at all to clear this half. But 15 treasure hoarders does take a long time, so I'm speeding up this video so as to save your time. You just want to AoE them. Best is to use an Anemo character. Venti, Sucrose, Anemo MC. Zhongli a little bit, but Anemo characters are a big win for this first half. Next is going to be the second half. So 12-2 second half. Let's see what enemies there are. So just 2 Pyro Fatui agents on 12-2 second half. So take note that these are 50% resistant to Pyro. So try not to use Pyro damage against them unless you really don't have any other DPS. On floor 12, don't forget there's a Geo damage bonus plus 75%. So Ningguang, Noel, Albedo, and even a bit of Zhongli or Geo MC will do a lot of damage on this floor. So 2 agents, rather easy to handle. Just try to not let them go invisible for too much. If not, maybe you can't hit them at all. Now 12-3, this one is the speed check and major DPS check because you only have 3 minutes for 2 halves. What you want to do is stand at the apex of a triangle such that 2 of these Geoshield Metachos charge at you. Try to always keep your character's back facing the edge of the arena. Your camera angle may not be very comfortable, but at least they will charge, the enemies will charge towards the edge of the arena. If the Metachos are running away into the center of the arena, that's going to waste your time. So I'm actually using a freeze comp here, my favorite Chongyun and Xingqiu comp, so that I can keep the enemies in place. You see, I can hit them for prolonged amounts of time and they don't really do funny things like charge away, jump or spin to win. So just gonna DPS them down with Chongyun. I actually got pretty lucky with the standard banner rolls, the free roll, so my Chongyun is actually now using a Wolf's Gravestone. So just 2 of these guys, and then the next wave is the Electro Sicilian Mage with Electro Aura and 2 Treasure Hoarders. Again, they are really tanky, so just try to group them up with Anemo characters and DPS them down. The Electro Aura will spawn this Electro Triangle as before. So Venti from a support role, he's actually one of like my main DPS role now, because he just does so much on floor 12 or even the new Abyss in general. You may consider switching your Anemo characters away from 4 VV set to even 2 NO, 2 Noblesse Oblige and 2 VV, especially for Venti, because his ultimate just does so much damage. So for floor 12, 3 second half, again I move to the edge of the arena, bringing both Rock Shield Metachos together. This is a very important technique at the start of the round. Once you keep them near the edge, just try to break their shields or DPS them down, or try to hit them from behind. So after spamming attacks and ultimates with Ningguang out, the shield of one of the Metachos already down. I put Fischl's bird down so that maybe I can hit them from behind, and then after that it's just a DPS check. So this flaws in the new Abyss is specifically designed for you to test you on how fast you can break Geo shields. Zhongli, of course, it's gonna look very good on this new Abyss because he's quite weak right now, even they have to buff him like 3 times. So after that, it's actually just one simple Fatui agent with a lot of health. So you either mark him with Qiqi or Fisher's Oars, make sure you can see him, or you can permanently stagger him and just DPS him down. It's just a DPS check. One Fatui agent is not difficult at all. And there you go guys, this is 9 stars on 12-3. This new Abyss is not very difficult. In fact, a lot of people have cleared it on the first day in like 30 minutes. What I'm actually looking forward to is this new Hypostasis or Cubes event. I think it's something like almost like a survival mode Abyss, where you can see that the cube bosses have a lot of new mechanics and way to damage you, such that you can actually make use of shield characters, or characters with shields will help you survive a lot better. Look at all these AoEs from the Anemo cube. It's like constantly damaging the floor with Anemo damage. So if you don't have good healers or characters with strong shields, it may be very difficult to actually get like high stars or clear this event. If you like this video, don't forget to share it with some of your friends, like and subscribe. So thank you for watching and see you next time.